For joining me in another episode of the Cash Flow Investing Secrets Podcast. This is the show where cash is not king, cash flow is king. In today's show, I want to talk about the age of constant disruption. And my friends, if you've got seatbelts around you, buckle in, strap in. I think we are in a time of a lot of excitement, a time of change and rapid change that we didn't ever think that we would live through. At the time of recording, we are now in 2020, and in 2020, we've seen some things. We've seen incredible changes already. A lot of the things that we saw in 2020, the trends that were really accelerated, they were already in motion before 2020. I was recently interviewed on a show where I explained that really what happened in 2020 is these trends were accelerated and pushed basically 10 years into the future in the space of 6 months. So what do I mean by that? For example, the trend of working remotely was already in place. People were slowly but surely already working at home and setting up, home offices and so forth. I could see 10 years from now, in 2030, that everyone would be working remotely. That going into an office space and sitting and working for a company would be obsolete at that stage. I mean, you look at all the studies that have been put out, even before 2020, people are more productive at home. They're happier. They have better quality of lives, more balanced lives. They have less stress, believe it or not, because of people sitting, let's just say they commuted for an hour and a half to a job. They didn't have that anymore. So all of the studies that were there before 2020 already supported this, and that it was working, and it was a benefit not only of the people, of the employees, but also of the employers. It just really got fast forwarded and fast tracked 10 years into the future. A second example of that is the digital online economy. This is nothing new. Since the internet really kicked into full gear in the early 2000s, companies have been trying to get an online presence and set themselves up online. But before 2020, there have been companies that have gone fully online, fully virtual, fully digital, and those companies were perfectly positioned in 2020. Again, I would say in the space of 6 months, we just pushed 10 years into the future to 2030, where most companies would be online, most companies would be operating virtually. As people were working from home, most meetings would have been conducted virtually, and most businesses would have been.
Yeah, since with the 2020 AIDS. Airborne AIDS, let's just call it. Fuck it. You catch my drift, okay? Like, yeah, it can give you AIDS or reportedly. So, I'm not, I just want like a straightforward way to just refer to this shit. But like, yeah, you see like all that agenda of 2020 just push shit forward. Like this shit would have been 10 months and shit. 10 years, 2030, but like fucking, yeah. So, just expect even more disruption. But, like, this guy is so fucking hyped. Like, yeah, disrupting everybody's lives. Fuck yeah. Like, we're living in the future. Disruption. That's the future. Like, that's how you live, motherfucker. Yeah.
And digital first before analog and brick and mortar. So those trends were already in motion, but in the short space of time of 6 months, we had an acceleration of trends that caught a lot of people and companies off guard. So we are now in the age of constant disruption. And companies and businesses that have disrupted their industries, marketplaces, and economies, they will be the ones that will be disrupted. What I mean by that statement is that during the last downturn, let's just say 2008, 2007, 2009, what emerged from that was a sharing economy. So you had companies like Uber, which disrupted the taxi industry, came about, and continues to do that. They weren't prepared for that. You had companies like Airbnb disrupt the hospitality industry, so much so that it was outlawed in some certain cities and certain states, right? And then also, there were companies like Couchsurfing for the younger crowd, which was a great concept where people could travel around the world on a budget and surf couches, right? Sleep on couches and so forth. The sharing economy was huge. And that kind of disrupted a lot of backpackers places where people used to stay cheaply, younger folks, right? So, but these companies will now be disrupted. And they've already, take Uber, for example. Uber's already seen like, hey, we are not just a taxi company. We're a technology company. We are a mechanism for delivery of something, whether it be taking people from point A to point B, or whether it be taking food from a restaurant to dropping it off to someone's house. So they've already changed up their game where they're now more into the delivery and logistics business already than just a cab company, because they see the changes. They see it coming. So the disruptors will be disrupted, and we are going to see constant, very high-paced disruption in a economy and in a world where everything is constantly changing. So get your mind right, get your mindset right. Do not get comfortable. Be very adaptable. Look at trends that are emerging and position yourself and adapt yourself to capitalize on those trends, because they're coming, and they're coming fast, and they're not changing. And again, you're not going to see a trend that's emerging slowly and then just sort of like, just kind of go and eventually pick up steam, and then 10 years later it's a powerful trend. No, you're going to see trends that are emerging, and then 6 months later it's full steam, and it's taken out an industry, or it's taken out a market, it's taken out an economy. This is going to happen. It's the age of constant disruption. So you're going to have the mindset of continuously being up to date of what's going on in your industry, if you're a business, if you're investing in a certain space, being up to date with that, looking at the dangers, looking at the opportunities, and see how you can utilize your capabilities, your skill sets, your strengths to capitalize on all of those opportunities. It's going to be very exciting for the people that see or already know what we're living in right now and what the future is going to hold. My friends, we've got AI coming. We have got we're robotics coming. We have got 3D printing, which is already there, but these things are here. There's going to be massive disruption and constant disruption. I'll give you a couple of other examples. Stuff that I'm looking at in our industry, in our wealth and money industry. The money system of the world changes every about 30 to 40 years. Think about just in the last 100 plus years. In 1913, the Federal Reserve Act was signed, and the Federal Reserve Bank came to be in the United States, which changed the money system. Central banks started popping up all across the globe.
Yeah, I see the mark of the nose on you. You're so happy about this shit.
In 1944, after the Second World War, the Bretton Woods Agreement was signed in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, from where the United States, a dollar became the world reserve currency. The money system changed again, right? And countries actually warehouse gold reserves at the New York Federal Reserve, at some at Fort Knox, and in the United States, and they could convert dollars, U.S. dollars, which was the world reserve currency, still is today, into gold. Up until 1971, where President Richard Nixon of the United States closed the gold window, and all currencies, which was backed by the dollar, which was backed by gold, now became fiat currencies. Currencies issued by a decree or fiat and enforced by legal tender laws. Money system changed again. 30 to 40 years right now, there is definitely a massive chance that we're going to see another money system change globally with a different reserve currency and a different set of rules for global money and how countries conduct a trade with one another. Be aware for that. The same with the banking system. We have decentralized finance, which will completely change the game, and the global financial system could be completely disrupted because of that. We did an episode on that already. My friends, we are living in the age of disruption. This is exciting times. Know the time that you live in, and this will be one of the greatest times to not only survive, but thrive and prosper during these uncertain and ever-changing times. Until next time, live infinitely. If you're interested in learning more about cash flow investing, I compiled.
All right. Well, let's rewind. What the fuck was that? Like that last fucking thing?
Episode on that already. My friends, we are living in the age of disruption. This is exciting times. Know the time that you live in, and this will be one of the greatest times to not only survive, but thrive and prosper during these uncertain and ever-changing times. Until next time.
Well, yeah. Ain't that great? Just be constantly, all of a sudden, disrupted. What is this guy like even fucking human? Well, I can't even comprehend. Let's make that slower. What the fuck?
Times to not only my friends, living in the age of disruption. This is exciting times. Know the time that you live in, and this will be one of the greatest times to not only survive, but thrive and prosper during these uncertain and ever-changing times. Until next time, live infinitely.
Live for what?
Certain and ever-changing times. Until next time, live infinitely.
Yeah, that is so fucking confusing. Greatest time to just be all of a sudden disrupted. Ain't that the greatest fucking time? Like, you know, to thrive, like, worry, like, well, you know, I see his fucking smile, like, you know, at his nose. You know, I mean, what his nose described to, but like, this guy's not even fucking human. He's a fucking alien. You know, I can't, like, okay, you know, okay, not really an alien, you know what I mean, but like fucking the conceiver, okay? Let's just call it that. He sees what the fuck is going to happen, and he's going to be on top. One of the few hundreds of people or thousands of people that will be in top of these fucking, like, bringing like a decade or fucking 100 years all in one fucking age, like the next 10 years probably. So yeah, the decade of disruption. Yeah, what the fuck are you loaded? Yeah, who the fuck is this dude? Yeah, but all these dudes be saying, okay, like, I'm not gonna just look up disruption everywhere, okay? Even fucking Harvard's advertising that fucking shit. Whatever. There's just one more video I'll just put. But like, yeah, it kind of talks about like this weird mindset of like, you know, do something bad to yourself and shit, or else somebody else will do it to you, do something bad to you. I'm not even joking, but yeah, I guess there's this PDF. Whatever. Watch this whole video if you want to and get the PDF. I don't have his permission to get, but I have the legal right to fucking make commentary. So let's watch this shit.
You might want to do that too. So below you will find a link to the PDF version of this lovely table. I suggest you download it, use it, because as we know, if you don't disrupt yourself, someone else will. My name is Thomas Bay, and I will be back.
Okay. So it's Thomas Bay, motherfucker. You know, like, if you don't disrupt... what type of advice is that? Yeah, kill yourself before somebody else kills you. That's basically the type of advice he's doing. Yeah, it's the same fucking thing. If you don't disrupt yourself, somebody will. But what type of helpful advice is that? Man, just look at his fucking background. It's so fucking fake like him. Like, like what is this cult of disruption? Fucking A. I know it's just a progressive fucking idea, like, or like also a libertarian fucking idea. Like, if you don't adapt with the market, they'll be left behind and shit. But yeah, like same thing with progressive. If you don't adapt with the times, you'll be left behind. Shit. Hong Kong. Of course, you'd be talking about this shit, normalizing this shit. He's a portrayer of the fucking UK, the skinhead, and that fucking like whatever. Fuck it, I don't fucking care. The connotation, but like you're telling me, I'm telling you. But like, I'm not against the Europeans, but I'm saying this guy's basically a fucking traitor for the what. But yeah, it's so fucking weird. We're living in a weird fucking time.